Epictetus Quotes that can change your life and decisions. It is better to die of hunger having lived without grief and fear than to live with a troubled spirit, amid abundance. If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against the accusations, but reply, "You obviously don't know about my other vices, otherwise you would have mentioned these as well." If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Only the educated are free. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. To accuse others for one's own misfortune is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. I laugh at those who think they can damage me. They do not know who I am, they do not know what I think, they cannot even touch the things which are really mine and with which I live. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. No man is free who is not master of himself. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations no matter what is going on around you. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. Know you not that a good man does nothing for appearance sake, but for the sake of having done right? Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well. Either God wants to abolish evil, and cannot, or he can, but does not want to. Give me by all means the shorter and nobler life, instead of one that is longer but of less account. If any be unhappy, let him remember that he is unhappy by reason of himself alone. For God hath made all men to enjoy felicity and constancy of good. On the occasion of every accident that befalls you, remember to turn to yourself and inquire what power you have for turning it to use. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a figure. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. It is our attitude toward events, not events themselves, which we can control. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous, even death is terrible only if we fear it. Who are those people by whom you wish to be admired? Are they not these whom you are in the habit of saying that they are mad? What then? Do you wish to be admired by the mad? When the youth was giving himself airs in the theatre and saying, "I am wise, for I have conversed with many wise men," Epictetus replied, "I too have conversed with many rich men, yet I am not rich." If you seek truth, you will not seek to gain a victory by every possible means, and when you have found truth, you need not fear being defeated. Your happiness depends on three things, all of which are within your power: your will, your ideas concerning the events in which you are involved, and the use you make of your ideas. It is better to do wrong seldom and to own it, and to act right for the most part, than seldom to admit that you have done wrong and to do wrong. In banquets remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul, and whatever you shall have given to the body you soon eject, but what you shall have given to the soul, you keep always. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. Crows pick out the eyes of the dead, when the dead have no longer need of them, but flatterers mar the soul of the living, and her eyes they blind. Those who are well constituted in the body endure both heat and cold, and so those who are well constituted in the soul endure both anger and grief and excessive joy and the other effects. Keep the prospect of death, exile and all such apparent tragedies before you every day, especially death, and you will never have an abject thought, or desire anything to excess. An ignorant person is inclined to blame others for his own misfortune. To blame oneself is proof of progress. But the wise man never has to blame another or himself. For sheep don't throw up the grass to show the shepherds how much they have eaten, but, inwardly digesting their food, they outwardly produce wool and milk. Be free from grief not through insensibility like the irrational animals, nor through want of thought like the foolish, but like a man of virtue by having reason as the consolation of grief. Nothing great comes into being all at once, for that is not the case even with a bunch of grapes or a figure. If you tell me now, I want a fig, I'll reply, that takes time. Take care not to hurt the ruling faculty of your mind. If you were to guard against this in every action, you should enter upon those actions more safely. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and touch the like icon.